I'm David Woods from Bruin Report Online, the UCLA site on the 24/7 Sports Network.
And I'm Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com, the USC site on the 24/7 Sports Network. And together we make a podcast of champions talking all things Big Ten football. Dave was asking questions because we tried to go live and we got denied, but we're going live now. This is going to be a tight ship. We're running a tight ship. It's going to be a quick show. We need to get this in. And so apologies for that. I'm out in the desert again. We were going to do it yesterday and things got moved around. So apologies. But yes, Matthew, back in the desert. I was in LA yesterday when we were supposed to do the show. David pushed it back. I couldn't do it later, whatever. But here we are. If you want to email us, big10cast@gmail.com. That's the email. You can call or text us at 424-532-0678. You can tweet at us at B1G Podcast. You can follow us on Apple, Dave calls it iTunes, or Spotify, and leave us 5-star ratings either place. And on Apple, leave us a review, and Spotify, comments on individual shows. I don't know if we have any new reviews, David.
We do have a new review.
Oh.
This is from 3 days ago. This is from Run and Gun 2001. Bring back Christopher Gorham. On the next episode of Sheriff Town, find out if Travis sues the Miami refs for the blown call on the Melsby, quote, fumble, files an injunction against the state of Wisconsin for crimes against humanity, or if he can say another nice thing about USC besides his nephew being in the marching band. Guaranteed he watched the Friday Nebraska-Minnesota game to scout UCLA's next opponent after they murder Indiana. He definitely raised the pod from mediocre to Dirk so weird. Sorry, there were technical difficulties. Love it. And then there was another one. This is from V. Lilo. A hot mess of fun. Missed the Pac-12, but glad Ryan and David are still giving us mediocre masterpieces of analysis.
Yeah.
Oh, and then another one from Champagne Larry. This is Woo Tennis.
Oh.
Miss me? Does Trader Joe's sell champagne? Great pod. I missed the Pac 8, 10, 12 from Champagne Larry. And then there's another one. How many are there?
You said one, and this is your fourth one.
Well, it's because of the way iTunes does it now.
Okay.
This is from Allison B. Go Hoosiers. Hilarious. I listen to a lot of podcasts, but this is one of my faves. I'm always waiting for the next episode to drop. The most recent episode with your first guest picker was absolutely hilarious. And even after Chris called back the first time, they can see you, they just can't hear you. And it kept going. This whole exchange perfectly encapsulated all the reasons I love this podcast. Easygoing hosts and entertaining content, all underscored with a weird, lovable charm.
Who was that?
Must have never listened to this before.
Who is that one?
Allison B. Go Hoosiers.
Hey, Allison B. Go Hoosiers. You just won a Trader Joe's gift card. So send me an email, ryan@uscfootball.com, and I will send it to you. I just send out, if you had one before, I think I sent 4 Trader Joe's cards out. So anyone that wrote in, but there's a few people that we said you were going to win a card and we haven't heard from you. So make sure you write in. If I said, hey, you're the winner, send me your snail mail address and I will send you the Trader Joe's gift card. So you are our winner this week, and everyone's a winner over at MyBookie. You can't wait for Sunday to start betting. You're missing half the fun and, of course, half the money. College football's cooking. The Big Ten is going off. There's upsets, blowouts, wild covers. MyBookie lets you hit it all. Game lines, player props, and more. Everything you need before the pros even kick off. When Sunday rolls around, you're already up. MyBookie's got it all under one roof. Win big on the NFL Super Contest and Survivor Pools. And if you're new to MyBookie, use our promo code POC. That's for Podcast of Champions. POC. Any bet you choose, up to 500 big ones, is fully covered. Make your play, and if it doesn't hit, you get it right back when you opt in using our Bet Back bonus token. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better.
Beautiful read.
Thanks
Gorgeous.
To MyBookie. And yeah, we love working with them. So it's been a lot of fun. And go check it out and use the promo code POC. Okay, I don't have the mixing board with us. We can't do all the sounds. We're going to try to do this quick, and we're going to do our recap. Any newsy things you want to get to, David? Or we good? We just roll.
Curt Cignetti's extension came in after
yes.
We recorded last week. Paid him off, I would say, in large part because of job openings that continue to open nationwide. I personally think it's part and parcel with Indiana being what it is now, which is a very good job. They're going to pay like they're a very good job, and they have the very best coach in the country, and they have now locked him in. I don't see Cignetti going anywhere. Why would he? No. Same argument we made last week, but why would he?
No reason to. He's like, I think, the 3rd highest paid coach in the country now. So 2 years in, or a year and a half in, that's pretty damn good. I end up playing it, the Cignetti drop on our podcast or the Tunnel Vision show we did on, or maybe it's the podcast show, USC podcast, whatever it is. So I end up having our intern go and play the Cignetti drop. He's just a killer. And yeah, I think he's going to stick around, and Indiana hired a really good one. And I think they're going to be good for a while. So congrats to the Hoosiers. Okay, we're going to I'll just say the name. I'll say the ranking of each team and who they're playing and their ranking. And then David can tell us how we did in our picks. By the way, if you want to know, Chris destroyed us, our guest picker. We should never have a guest picker. He went 6-3 against the spread. Now, there was like 2 or 3 that were half-point ones that went his way, but whatever, that happens. Dave, you didn't do so well. 2-7. I went 3-6. Also not very good. We are both a very, as far as mediocre goes, this podcast, 38-38 against the spread.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
We are balanced as hell. Okay. Sorry, Griffin. We had first up, number 18, Penn State Nittany Lions at number 8, Iowa Hawkeyes.
Iowa was favored by 2.5 points. We both took Iowa. Chris took Penn State. And what do you know? Penn State covered. They still lost. It's a beautiful thing when you find a way to lose to Iowa, but still cover a 2.5-point spread. That's what Penn State did here. Iowa won. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Did you catch the end? Like,
yeah.
Iowa should have covered. Again, this was sort of the theme. They get that 66-yard field goal blocked right before the half, and it turns into a Penn State touchdown. So that's just for Iowa to give a gift like that in special teams. And then Iowa took the lead with 4 minutes left and missed the 2-point conversion. So we had very many opportunities to cover and did not. So I'm not going to say this is a lucky cover for Chris, but it was a lucky cover for Chris.
But the losing continues for Penn State, and kind of eyeballing their quarterback play. I don't know that it's going to stop anytime soon.
No,
Ethan Grunkmeyer he wasn't very good in this football game. Iowa doesn't have quarterback play, but they've it's sort of like the Bane thing where, they were born in the dark. They were molded by it. Penn State's merely adopted the dark. Mark Gronowski throws for 68 yards. Great. That's 68 more yards than I was expecting. They won 25-24. Extremely Iowa football. Penn State, you are not equipped to deal with this.
And I feel really proud to put Penn State at number 18 before, like weeks ago. And now, they haven't beat a Power 4 team. They haven't won a Big Ten game. Like, I feel like I'm justified in having Penn State at 18, which is crazy because they were like, people picked them to win the national championship.
Yep, exactly.
Nice. All right. Number 17, Wisconsin Badgers hosting number 1, Ohio State Buckeyes.
Wisconsin was a 25.5-point dog without even blinking. All 3 of us took Ohio State. And what do you know? Ohio State covered. And didn't just cover. They dealt Wisconsin their second straight shutout. Somehow Luke Fickell is still Wisconsin's coach and still getting like a vote of confidence right now, which is insane. Wisconsin threw for 49 total football yards in this game. I really don't understand. They don't look like a real football team right now, and they're not playing anything that resembles American college football.
They haven't been shut out in back-to-back games since 1977. This was a fairly easy cover. I think, Dave, the only 2 games you got right involved like the number 1 and number 2 teams. Everyone else you got wrong. But this was one of them. We were all on Ohio State. And, I think Vegas didn't like – I don't know if it was they didn't think Ohio State – I think they know Ohio State's really good. I think they certainly underestimated the depths of hell that Wisconsin football is in. Like, they were not – within 4 scores of Ohio State. And like this should have been a 34.5-point spread for sure, just to make you think about it.
Yeah.
And exactly. I don't think we would have thought about it still.
Definitely wouldn't have thought about it.
No.
Would have sweated it a little bit more though.
Yes. All right. Number 16, Rutgers Scarlet Knights hosting number 3, Oregon Ducks.
One of the few games where we picked better than Chris.
Yes.
Oregon was a 17.5-point road favorite without even blinking. I think we both took Oregon.
Yes.
Chris took Rutgers, and we were proven emphatically correct.
He should get less points because he was so wrong on this one. Like
Rutgers is a sneaky 0-4 now in the Big Ten. They are ass. Oregon is not ass. They just ran into the killer Cignetti last week, but they won 56-10. Dante Moore looked incredible in this game. He was dropping dimes everywhere. But yeah, this Oregon offense can go when it's not going against a murderous defense like Indiana's.
42-3 at halftime. Bad. And 750 yards. So I can't believe they didn't get to 1,000, but whatever. 750, I guess, is pretty good.
Ryan, is 415 yards on the ground good? Hey, say you have a guy who has 4 carries for 100 yards. Is that good?
That seems pretty good. Oh my God. So bad.
Rutgers was also another team in the Big Ten this week that did not eclipse 100 passing yards. They were at 79 in this game.
It's like half the Big Ten this week.
Longtime viewers, how do you continue to watch this? Like, how do you continue to do this week in and week out? I'm struggling.
Maybe we'll just add a 2. We'll be a Big 12 podcast and talk about some fun stuff. Some of the shit's just hard. It's a hard watch, man. It's like hurts your eyes. Some of the stuff does. Some of the offenses really hurt your eyes. By the way, Chris, if you're watching or listening, so he sends me a text. I think it was the middle of Saturday. He's like, I think I'm 5-0 right now, and he actually didn't because we lost. I think the Indiana game we ended up losing. It was something like that, and I'm like, actually 4-1. He's like, well, if I don't, whatever. He's like, I'm going to choose not to see that part or whatever. And I texted him. I'm like. By the way, we don't brag about picks, so you should stop that or something. Like, which is exactly the opposite of
never happens on this show.
Of course, and then I think we did a 3-person text thread, and he was talking some mess. So, congrats, Chris. Okay, number 15, Purdue Boilermakers at number 10, Northwestern Wildcats.
Northwestern was favored by 2.5. We both took Purdue because we've been riding that train, and Chris took Northwestern. And sadly, I think our Purdue love needs to end now. They didn't score again a single football point in this game. No football points were scored by Purdue. 19 were scored by Northwestern, which is such a beautiful Northwestern score. 19. How do you get to 19? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Is it like a cribbage is impossible to get to 19 or something? I think isn't that the case?
Like 19-0 is the most Northwestern Purdue football game I think I've ever seen.
When did that that could never have happened before? 19-0. Maybe.
I'm certain that score has happened in this series between 6 and 100 times.
Someone sent me something about like some historic USC thing. It's like I don't think that was the case since like people thought cigarettes were healthy. So I'm going to say that like there hasn't been a 19-0 game since people thought cigarettes were healthy. So my apologies to whoever I stole that from, but I'll give you credit if you write me back. 19-0. What the hell? Yeah, we've been on the like, hey, Purdue, they seem like they're this close. Like they're just going to put they're not that close.
They're Purdue again.
They're Purdue. Okay, number 14, Michigan State Spartans at number 2, Indiana Hoosiers.
Wow.
This sucks.
Really disappointing from the killer Cignetti here. Indiana was favored by 27.5 points without even blinking. We all took Indiana.
Yeah.
And what do? They don't cover. They win by a mere 25 points.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
This was another one of those ones with like a point or two. Like, ugh.
Like ridiculous. And also, Jonathan Smith, what are you doing kicking a field goal at the end of this game? What are you doing, man?
So I'm wondering if anyone knows in the chat. The game had limited possessions, so there just wasn't a lot of scoring. But Indiana did kick a field goal with under 2 minutes to go, and that beat the spread. And I don't know if that was like Cignetti doing it on purpose, like we're going to make sure we cover the spread. And then Michigan State did the same freaking thing. I don't know how Cignetti let this happen. But then it's like, why are you kicking a field goal? And I really feel both teams were trying to beat the spread. So you have 2 field goals under 2 minutes, and that's how this game was decided. So I felt like this was another bad luck, should have been a cover that wasn't a cover, especially once Indiana took the lead. I mean, was covering the spread with under 2 minutes to go. It had to be over.
Yeah.
And he kicks a field goal at the end. So I don't know if anyone in the chat knows the story behind that, but that was a weird one for me.
Fair to argue at this point that Jonathan Smith is not working out at Michigan State.
Oh no, I don't.
They've allowed at least 38 points in the last 4 games.
Yeah. How Peter says, funny, Dave is wearing red and Ryan's in powder blue. I'm in my Maui Brewing shirt. Okay.
I'm also wearing a shirt that says
You have a shirt on?
Oh, I'm mirrored. Hang on.
I would
mess it up.
You
Oh yeah, baby.
me.
Look at that. We're both wearing Maui shirts. They're just different colors.
I love it. Okay. Next up, we got number 13, Maryland Terrapins at number 7, UCLA Bruins.
Shameful. Once again, UCLA was favored by 3.5 points. We all took UCLA, and UCLA did not cover. They won by a mere 3 points.
Wait, so is that a half a point? We lost by the hook?
Yeah, exactly. This is a really frustrating game because UCLA should have probably won by, I would say, at least like 10.
Like
but
double
it could
digits.
have been worse. Like
double digits, yeah.
Because UCLA if you weren't watching this one closely, you'd be like, oh well, whatever. UCLA had the ball hit defenders in 2 hands 3 times on the first 3 Maryland drives. And I'm not talking like contested, like the whole thing. It hit them in both hands. Like you have to try not to catch the ball. That happened 3 times. And they didn't pick off a single one. There was just a lot of that stuff. It was a really kind of just an unlucky, weird game from UCLA. For the first time, Tim Skipper in his interim time, he was making bad decisions on 4th down. Like there was a 4th and 2 where they kick a field goal from 56 yards instead of going for it. And it's just like, what are we doing? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of that stuff. They probably should have won this one by 10. They didn't.
Yeah. So we didn't get the cover there, but
no.
But UCLA's on a roll.
And Maryland had its 3rd straight game where it had a 4th quarter lead and lost.
Oh, yeah. USC did that 5 times in a row last year. So keep going, Maryland. You can tie the record or beat it or something. All right. We got number 12, Nebraska Cornhuskers at number 9, Minnesota Golden Gophers.
This was on Friday night. Nebraska was an 8.5-point road favorite. I took Nebraska, believing for once in the Cornhuskers. Both Ryan and Chris took Minnesota, and Minnesota not only covered, they beat that ass 24-6. And I would say the most impressive thing about this game is that they sacked the absolute shit. Sorry, Griffin, out of Dylan Raiola. I think he was sacked. I think he's still being sacked right now, actually.
Was it 9? How many was it?
I think it was 9. It was, I think, if anybody can go back with me, I think it was Utah versus Brett Hundley in 2014 level. We're just absolutely making him not want to play football anymore.
Yeah. Minnesota rushed the field. What are your thoughts on that?
Ridiculous, but whatever. I'm pro fun. I'm pro fun. And so as a pro fun person, sure, that's fine. Yeah. Rush the field all the time. If your field allows it, do it.
It's like Nebraska, though. It's not like 1997 Nebraska or 6 Nebraska or whatever. Like, I don't know. That was weird to me.
Whatever. I was firmly in Minnesota being in the poop pile a couple weeks ago, but they're quietly 3-1 in the Big Ten and 5-2 overall now.
Yeah, I think we got a question about that, about where you have Minnesota in the poop pile.
They might not be in the poop pile anymore. They might have escaped the poop pile.
I had them too low in here. I'm like, I had them below Nebraska. I'm like, they just beat Nebraska on the same record. So I had to move the power rankings late. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Number 11, Washington Huskies at number 5, Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, Washington went at Michigan. Michigan was a 6.5-point favorite. Ryan and Dave, we both took Washington. Chris took Michigan, and you know the story of this week. Michigan covered with some ease. They won 24-7. It was honestly pretty similar to what Ohio State did to Washington. Not great. They really weren't able to do much of anything offensively. I wonder if just a good defense, what good, well-coached defense is just going to shut down this Washington team this year. Because that was, and if you go back to the Maryland game, kind of similar there, where the first half of that game, Washington was completely shut down by, again, a pretty good Maryland defense. If you've got a good defense, Jed Fish is having a tough time figuring you out. DeMond Williams threw 3 picks. And Michigan was fine offensively. Bryce Underwood continues to progress, I think. and they were able to run the ball really well.
We've seen a couple teams have clunkers on the road, and so I'm really curious if Michigan's USC loss was a clunker, sort of like what Illinois did at Indiana. That's a juggernaut that they ran into. And are they really good? Because there was a lot of questions, and there was pressure on Sharon Moore. So I think this was a needed win because everyone felt like, Washington had the opportunity to be like the number 4 team in the Big Ten, and clearly that's not. I don't think that's going to happen now, but I think it's a really good win, and I think it's a bounce back and something that Michigan needed.
Big game for Washington this weekend.
Yes, it will be. I didn't know I can control the comments too.
Hey.
So I don't know how that happened. Maybe I'm like logged in or something, but
hey.
Is that kind of neat? Like, oh, okay, I'm going to star a question even. We can get back to it later. I pinned one. Do you know you can pin the questions? Do you know how to do that? Yay, good stuff. Yeah. Sorry, just behind the scenes. Fun. All right, last game we're going to talk about, number 6, USC Trojans at Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Give me your pot of gold.
I love that they're the only one that gets a sound effect.
That's right. Notre Dame was favored by 9.5. How much did they win by, Ryan?
10. It switched to 10.5.
Who did we take?
We took USC.
Yeah. Who did Chris take?
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But it switched to 10.5. So we should probably ding Chris one and give us one.
Hey, on the list of dumbest play calls you've ever seen in your life, where does that Makai Lemon trick play rank?
It's it's top 3 of ones I've seen. Lincoln Riley was asked about it. He just called it a stupid play. They got really cute in the red zone. They took the lead in the third quarter.
What was your favorite fourth quarter point of USC's?
Yeah, their last 4 drives were interception, turnover on downs, fumble, and interception. So that's not going to be good. But like they had 3 massive like momentum plays, and everyone like right afterwards they gave it right back. Like their opening drive was beautiful. They moved down the field, touchdown. It was a great catch by Lake McCree, and it's just like no one's done that to Notre Dame, And they give up like a 63-yard run 2 plays later, and then they just give up a touchdown like right away. So momentum gone. They pick up.
What do you think of USC special teams in this game? I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, 100-yard kickoff return allowed. That's not good.
Did they have enough players on the field that time?
I think they did.
Hey, cool. Hey, look, that's all we're asking for, right?
They just missed tackles and stuff. But they picked up like a 3rd and long. And it was like a 42-yard pass to Makai Lemon, and then right afterwards they fumble it, running that stupid trick play. And then the Jacoby Lane, they take the lead in the third quarter. Bomb the Jacoby Lane, touchdown, 59 yards or whatever it was. He catches a 2-point conversion. USC's up 3, like all the momentum in the world, and like 9 seconds later, kickoff return for a touchdown. Every time USC had like just seized the momentum, they just gave it right back. And it was not for them not to cover this, and how that game went is just kind of crazy to me. But that's the way this week went, man. It just wasn't like, yeah. And the fact that the spread went to 10.5 like before kickoff is just pretty funny too. Vegas is pretty good at their jobs, but whatever, we had like 3 of these that were half-point games. Crazy.
Yeah, and after the game, Petros was spitting some fire at Lincoln Riley for doing his damnedest to not schedule this game again in the future because he's a coward and a pussy. And I got to say, I agree with every word.
A lot of USC fans did too. There still is not a Notre Dame game scheduled anymore
for next season.
So we'll see where that is. It was a big talking point. The takeaway I had was like I felt like Notre Dame treated this like a rivalry, and usually like USC UCLA is more hatred, and USC Notre Dame there's more like like respect. But I feel like Notre Dame felt like USC's like leaving them behind or something, or they're not going to like sketch. And they like there was more hatred I think in this game, and it felt like to me like Notre Dame wanted to beat the hell out of USC.
Without a doubt. Well, and because
USC was like, we're playing a game.
But this is all driven by USC. Like, they're right. I mean, they're totally right that, USC is being stupid about this. And USC should want to play this game forever because the thing is, like, this is the like fabric of college football. You got to keep doing this shit because It's what people expect from their nobody. Yes, USC fans care if you're winning a national title, but they also really care whether you're beating Notre Dame or playing Notre Dame, and it's just like you can have both. Like if you're not good enough to beat Notre Dame in a given season, guess fucking what? You're not good enough to win a national title either.
Yeah. Get better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like soft. Just soft.
Hey, we got a cha-ching.
Oh, hell yeah.
West Texas Mike gave us one West Texas Mike.
I think it was for the Notre Dame. Give me the pot of gold. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars to sit in the rain in South Bend. What's another $5?
Thank you, West Texas Mike. Very nice. And then the only one left, number 4, Illinois Fighting Illini, was on a bye.
Woo. Cool. We got through that quick. We're doing well. We're on time.
That's not bad. So let's preview some games. Thankfully, no Chris picks this week. He could have sent them in, I guess, to keep it going. Way to go, Chris. You're famous guy. You're on TV and all this stuff. You get to fight in Korean.
Now you get to pick better than
Korean dramas and stuff, and then you outpick us too. Just come in and do our job better. Way to go. Way to make us feel good, man.
So true.
I drove by Obi's and I thought about it. The Obi's was the place we met him when we watched it.
Right. Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, let's start off. We only have Saturday games. 3 of them at 9 a.m. We got UCLA at Indiana.
9 a.m. on Big Fox. UCLA traveling to number 2 Indiana. Indiana was a 26.5-point favorite when I looked earlier. Indiana's really good. I wrote my big preview, and the big takeaway, obviously we all know they're really good, but they're so balanced and efficient on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're even a little bit tougher than they are offensively. Extremely well coached. The whole thing, it's just UCLA is not going to catch them napping, which is basically the hope. Any hope that UCLA has of winning this game involves catching Indiana asleep. And you just don't catch a team that's that well coached asleep. That said, I think UCLA is they're playing much better, more consistent football. I think defensively, they clearly have a plan when they go out there and play. I think offensively, they're going to have a tough time scoring in this game. It's just the reality of it. I think defensively, they'll be kept in it for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a close one at half. I've got Indiana winning 31-14, but I do have UCLA covering.
Okay. I was going to go with UCLA covering. I've been good picking UCLA until this last week. I rode that train. Now that I'm off. Unfortunately, every week, if I think Indiana is going to Cignetti kills, they don't. If I think they're not going to Cignetti kills, they do. I need to pick Indiana the same way twice in a row. So I picked them to cover last week. I was wrong. I'm going to stick with them again. And they're going to go from didn't cover last week to covering this week. So I'm going to go Indiana. I need to get Indiana right at some point. I keep going back and forth. If UCLA covered, I would have keep riding the UCLA train, but that derailed. No cover there. So I'm going to go with Indiana this week. Next up, we got Northwestern at Nebraska.
Ooh, exciting. 9 a.m. on FS1, Northwestern traveling to Nebraska. Nebraska is once again an 8.5-point favorite. What did we learn last week about Nebraska as an 8.5-point favorite?
No bueno.
They lose by 18. Give me Northwestern. Northwestern, I think they've been kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I think they're doing weird Northwestern things where you're not really sure how they're winning games, but they just randomly are going to win 8 of them. This is peak Pat Fitzgerald Northwestern ball where you can't look at it too closely because then suddenly you realize it's a mirage, but for whatever reason that mirage has substance and is winning football games. So give me Northwestern for no reason other than that.
I am going to go with Northwestern as well for the exact same reasons. I cannot believe that Nebraska is going to be giving anybody in the Big Ten 8.5 points right now.
No.
Let's go Rutgers at Purdue.
They're calling this the poop off. 9 a.m. at Big Ten on Big Ten Network. Rutgers traveling to Purdue. Purdue is a 1.5-point home dog. So Rutgers is booty. Purdue is also booty. Purdue scored 0 points last week. Rutgers defense, though, is butthole. They're not good. significantly worse than our friends at Northwestern. It's at Purdue. I think Barry Odom's a good coach. I'm still not off the Purdue. I'm going to have to go with Purdue.
I've picked Purdue.
I got to do it.
I think I've picked them like every freaking week. And
they may have covered one of those.
I don't think they have. I think they've been, I don't know.
It's 2 0-4 teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Why is anybody like this? Should be a pick 'em. It shouldn't even be like there should not be a line.
Let me see. Okay, so here's this trends for Purdue against the spread. Let's see. Wait, what the hell? This isn't working. This looks like basketball or something. Crap. Okay, never mind. This is like that was basketball. But anyway, my mind is telling me they don't ever cover. I think I've kept believing in that
they covered the previous week against Minnesota.
They did? Okay. Did we have
so.
them? No, we picked Illinois. They didn't cover.
Minnesota. They had a half-point hook, I think.
Okay, but I'm going to take Rutgers.
Fair enough.
Just give me.
Your comfort level being wrong is always a balm to my soul.
As bad as you were last week, going against you can't be that bad this week. We'll see.
So true. Well said.
Illinois at Washington.
12:30 on the Big Ten Network. Number 23, Illinois at Washington. Washington is a 3.5-point home favorite. I don't like Washington. I don't like them enough to give them the half-point extra here. Like that's where I kind of am. I'm going to take Illinois because Illinois is well coached. I still like Luke Altmaier. And Washington is just like they've kind of sleptwalked through the first halves of games a lot. If they do that against Illinois, that could put them down quite a bit, and it might be very hard to come back from. If it was 3 points even, I might consider it, but 3.5, no, give me Illinois.
Yeah, I get it because it's a travel thing, and you got to go a long way, but I don't trust Washington from what I've seen. Again, not the way like we thought Purdue was good, but we thought Washington was like good, and they weren't that good. Now, do they bounce back and play better at home after a clunker on the road? We've seen that happen a lot. But I'm not going to do 3.5 in this one. So give me Illinois. All right. This one I think has a trophy. Minnesota at Iowa.
Name it.
I don't freaking know what the trophy is.
12:30 p.m. on CBS. Minnesota traveling to Iowa. Iowa's an 8.5-point home favorite.
It's the Floyd of Rosedale.
Okay. Whatever the hell that is.
It's a pig. It's a pig, a bronze pig statue, it looks like. It's a 98-pound bronze pig trophy.
I guess I'll take Minnesota. I don't know why. I mean, okay, so Iowa went into Wisconsin and won 37-0, right?
Yeah.
But that was Wisconsin, which we're pretty sure is the worst football team in the history of the world.
Garbage, yeah.
Sorry, Matthew. They went into Rutgers and won by 10, but again, Rutgers is very bad. Minnesota has clearly crawled its way out of the poop pile. I don't like anybody by 8.5 here, so I'll just take Minnesota.
I mean, I'm not gonna give up like 4 safeties. There's no way. So that's way too many points. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right. Wisconsin at Oregon.
Sorry, Matthew. This is going to be a rough one. 4 p.m. on FS1, Wisconsin at number 6, Oregon. Oregon is favored by 31.5 points. Obviously, we're taking Oregon. I'll speak for Ryan here.
Did you write that wrong, the 31.5? Like,
no. I mean, I would think that would be 41.5, but it isn't.
51.5, something like that. Make me think.
Well, you don't think that vote of confidence that Luke Fickell got is going to inspire his troops?
I'm not sure what's inspiring anything over there now. So
yeah, you kind of look like Luke Fickell. Have you ever heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, your face is kind of Luke Fickell-y.
Oh, okay. I wish I had his buyout. That'd be great.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Anyone else getting Ryan Abraham as Luke Fickell?
See in the chat. Okay, we got a rivalry game. NBC's had some good games. So you're just looking like it's not bad. Like they're I don't think they had to pay the most, certainly, out of all those deals, and they've had some pretty good games. This is a rivalry game, not that it's going to be a good game, but
anyone seeing it? Anyone seeing it?
No one in the chat. We got Michigan at Michigan State.
Michigan at Michigan State. This is 4:30 on NBC. Number 25, Michigan traveling to Michigan State. Michigan is a 14.5-point road favorite.
It's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points. Ugh. No, give me Michigan. I don't care how many points it is.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
People aren't. They're not buying it. They're not buying it. They're not buying my Luke Fickell as Ryan Abraham.
All right. Well, El Gordo says the jawline. Is that good? I don't know. All right. Well, why don't we do this? Let's take a quick break. We're going to try to do some questions fast. I think we have one or two. We have one pinned in the chat, and we got some bunch of emails to get to. I'm sorry if you sent a voicemail. We can't do it this week. But let's take a break. I'll do it.
That was not it.
I know, but whatever. 36-minute mark, Dave. You can put the.
No, you're doing it. Aren't you doing
it? I'm not doing it.
I thought you said you were doing it.
No, I said I'll put up the content.
The hell does that mean? Well, I can't. Well, whatever. This is going up sometime in the next 3 days then.
All right. Let everyone know. Week 8 Survivor Pool. Thank you to Matthew for putting this together. We had 7 enter Week 8 and only 6 survived. 3 picked UCLA. The first time anyone's got UCLA right and picked them. UCLA knocked out a ton of teams earlier. Ohio State, 2 people picked that. One person picked Indiana, and the loser picked Nebraska. So there's 6 left. There's only 1 team still available to every surviving player, which is Penn State. And this is the first week that anyone successfully picked UCLA to win. Since everyone's taken Indiana and 3 people have taken Ohio State, half the field is in danger of having no teams available to pick in the conference championship game, unless UCLA makes it, of course. So it's going to get a little hairy down the stretch. But we got 6 left. So thank you, survivors. That was a lot of fun so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
I think the first one's a text message. Dave, if Minnesota is sneaky ass, does that make Nebraska stinky ass?
Absolutely. This is from Matt Franklin. Dave, I know you were adamant about Franklin taking a year off before a school should consider hiring him. However, couldn't it be key for a team such as UCLA to make a hire sooner than later so we can go unfettered with recruiting? I was/am a Fish hire hopeful, but Franklin's appearance and his fire in the belly seemed real on the College game day set Saturday. In my opinion, he could be making some inroads with recruits previously committed, flipping those committed elsewhere, and glad handing the alumni to get NIL donation relationships started again. Matt. Yeah, I totally hear you. It could be, but also he could get burned out super quick. It's hard. He's also got he's got an $8 million salary coming his way. He's going to be living on the beach. I just don't know if it's my fit. I don't know if it is.
For Fish, you mean, or
no? For Franklin.
For Franklin, okay, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Fish is interesting because Florida, that seems like a good spot. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting coaching carousel again. This one's thoughts and prayers. Tom and the Cayman Islands. Love that. I'm sure he's embezzling money or something fun down there. Ryan and David. As a concerned fan, I am writing to hear if Ryan has heard whether or not Lincoln Riley has entered concussion protocols for this week. Forget the rain in the second half. The amount of pianos that poured down directly on Riley's head must have caused severe brain trauma, possibly to the point where an MRI could reveal piano keys lodged directly into his frontal lobe. I don't know how else one could explain putting in your backup quarterback on 4th and goal, passing on 4th and inches, or having your wide receiver pass the ball in the pouring rain. Fight on, Tom and the Caymans.
Gotta love it.
There was many pianos falling, Tom. You are not wrong.
Lincoln Riley, worth every penny. This is from Eric. Mythical Pac-12 power ranking. Hi, Ryan and Dave. Can us Pac-12 dead enders whose teams aren't in the Big Ten but who stick around anyway out of masochism please get a mythical Pac-12 power ranking? Feel free to do the amount of research Dave typically does for any segment in this podcast, which is 0. Great question. All right. Who are the Pac-12 teams? Oregon State's last.
Oregon State's last.
Oregon State is last. Okay.
Who are the Pac-12 teams?
All right. Who else? Okay. So
I was going to say, let Eric send us his.
Well, that's a thought. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. All right, I've got conference standings pulled up. All right, how bad is Stanford this year? Hang on. Okay,
They've
Stanford's
won.
actually decent. Cal's decent. How's
Cal,
Colorado's been
shut
having
up.
a rough one? Colorado's pretty bad. Is Colorado 11th or is it Wazoo? Let's go look at Wazoo.
Wazoo's not good either.
Let's go see what Washington State's up to.
They actually gave Ole Miss a game though.
I don't want to put another consistent Pac-12 team at number 11 though. So let's go Colorado at 11.
Okay.
Let's go Washington State at 10. Then we've got to go.
We're supposed to do this
Stanford?
quick, remember? Maybe Stanford. I don't know. I don't have any of this in front of me.
Let's go Arizona. Let's go Stanford. Then let's go Arizona.
Okay.
Then let's go UCLA.
No, they'd be higher.
Okay, you want to go Washington?
Oh, what about Utah?
Utah's 5-2, and they just beat the P out of Arizona State. But Arizona State just beat up on Texas Tech. Arizona State's ranked again.
Yeah. Maybe
I think it's tough. It's kind of a cluster in the middle.
It is.
I'd go
UCLA, USC.
I'd go Washington. Let's go Washington.
Okay.
Then let's go UCLA. Then let's go
Utah.
Maybe Utah. Then USC.
Then Arizona State.
Then Arizona State.
Then Oregon.
Then Oregon.
Oh, did we put Cal in there? There should be.
Oh, Cal. Yeah, we can't forget about Cal.
We got to insert them down there somewhere.
Cal. They're 5-2, buddy. But
That's
they
true.
are Cal.
They beat Minnesota, right?
Let's throw Cal in at 4th. Wherever 4th was, let's put them there.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. That's our power rankings.
Way to go.
A lot of work into it.
Michael commenting some questions. Hey, guys. I think I've never appreciated mediocrity more than I do today. I checked out another Big Ten podcast, and they took arguing about the unimportant to a new level. One episode spent 40 minutes arguing about the meaningless AP poll. Another episode spent a bunch of time arguing about their own power rankings as if they mean anything. The dumb thing is fans seem to care whether a bunch of nobodies rank Michigan over USC. It may be long for a discussion of Disney princesses. At least you guys understand exactly how meaningless all this stuff is and you don't take it too seriously. Well, thanks, Michael. I thought it was and it was your show that we're doing this. Okay, questions. So he's got 3 of them. In the last episode, you said Indiana was doing so well, in part because Indiana fans are providing a lot of NIL money. However, I heard that they have no 5-star players on the roster and 7 4-star players. Is it really huge support, or is it just Cignetti? If it is Cignetti, how scared should we be if he starts bringing in more talent?
I think they flexed a little bit this offseason. I mean, Fernando Mendoza was one of the top quarterbacks on the market, and they were able to land him. They landed a couple other guys that they were highly targeting. I don't think they're not right now paying, the top dollar, but I think they have the capability of playing the top dollar. And that's the part that I think is enticing to a guy like Cignetti. He knows that if he asks the right guy, his name probably rhymes with Kark Mubin. He can probably get whatever he needs to fund his roster.
And I think you're also bringing a lot of transfers that are proven. So it was a 3-star guy, but he's also had a ton of production. So
yeah, I mean,
just because we didn't have him ranked high out of high school doesn't mean he's not a 5-star guy, but he was the best player in the Sun Belt or something, and now you got him.
A bunch of those James Madison guys were excellent evaluations that have turned out to be all-American level players, like D'Angelo Pons. He's their starting quarterback who was basically an All-American at cornerback. They're probably paying him a good amount just to retain him now.
Yeah, because he could have left. Yeah. But
he was a 3-star eval out of James Madison, or a 2-star, whatever the hell he was.
Yeah. 2, it's Curt Cignetti, the reincarnation of Jim Harbaugh, who is constantly challenging the masculinity of his players. Or is he a football version of Bob Knight, a total madman?
I don't know.
He's like a Frankenstein.
I don't see him as a Bob Knight type. He seems like, honestly, he seems like a Saban guy to me.
Yeah. I think kind of like that.
Process, and just kind of a,
but with the
nutcase.
And then some urban, maybe. I mean, he's got I think you could Frankenstein a bunch of good coaches into what makes him to say Google me. How many coaches say that? Before they've done anything. How many coaches go in and say, sorry, Griffin, fuck Purdue, but then also fuck Ohio State, and you're like, what? We stink. He didn't think that from the beginning. So he's his own dude. Third one, why do good coaches fail? When coaches like Jonathan Smith and Luke Fickell were at other schools, they produced very good football teams. Is this the Peter principle or something else? Keep it mediocre, guys. Michael.
I think a lot of it is situational. Jonathan Smith had a really good fit at Oregon State. He knew that school very well, knew how it worked, knew what to do. Luke Fickell, if you want to do a retrospective, did he walk into a Cincinnati team that weirdly had some pretty good NFL players? Maybe. I think it can depend on like what the situation is at a school. And I don't know what the exact circumstances were at Wisconsin when he inherited it, but maybe it was a little bit different from what he had to do at Cincinnati, and it was just a little bit different setup, and it required a little bit more of a build, and who knows? I think Jonathan Smith, it's just, Michigan State's a different beast. It's in a different and probably more competitive conference than what the Pac-12 was when he, jumped into that job at Oregon State. So I think context a lot. Context matters when you're not dealing with like an A+ coach who could win anywhere, like a Cignetti or a Saban or an Urban Meyer, that sort of thing.
Hey, this next one's long. I don't know. You want to paraphrase or something, or I'm not sure.
Paraphrasing is almost harder. I'll just read it fast.
Okay.
Beavis and Butthead, whiny bitches. Oh, I'm so sick. I'm so effing sick, and I don't know what I'm more sick about. My physically soft, mentally fragile Trojans or this largely unhinged fan base of theirs. I haven't felt this bad since Lynn Swann lectured us about Notre Dame being a goddamn model for why Clay Helton will stay on as our head coach. Our team got smashed again in South Bend, and so many fans responded instead by bitching about the goddamn Irish. Sorry, Griffin. Sorry, 7-year-old girl sitting behind me in South Bend Saturday night. Whiny voice. Notre Dame needs to join a conference. You know who doesn't need to join a conference? The team that won 3 playoff games last year and made the national championship. USC is Notre Dame's Super Bowl. You know who would benefit from treating the jeweled shillelagh as shillelagh? Like the goddamn Super Bowl? USC. Win a goddamn game in South Bend. It's been like 20 years. Of course we can't win with that officiating crew. Oh, you can't win in South Bend because of the referees? That must suck, says those football powers Texas A&M, Stanford, Marshall, and Northern Illinois. Notre Dame is refusing to play us on Netflix in Mexico City or in generic sterile neutral sites like Dallas. Who the hell would ask for that? Notre Dame needs this game. USC doesn't. Sure, let some goddamn losers who've never won anything come into our university and cancel your most storied rivalry. Let Notre Dame still come in here and continue to steal your California recruits, but this time with a billboard that reads, Notre Dame, the team SoCal was too scared to play. And you know what? Let's just stop playing in the Big Ten altogether. Let's just play Cardinal and Gold exhibitions at the Coliseum. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how high-flying, how unstoppable Lincoln Riley's offense would look as air raid flagged football 7-on-7 exhibitions in front of a crowd of 3,000? Those faithful 3,000 who can tailgate while drunkenly trading ever-fading memories of the beloved Pete Carroll era when SC ruled college football. And oh my God, don't get them started on the sanctions. They'll never shut up about the sanctions. Jesus. Sigh, vomit. Vomit, vomit. West Texas Mike, Vegas.
So he seems on the fence. He seems
happy.
Yeah.
He seems happy.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm just turning the AC on in here. Mm-hmm. Okay. We got, what's the next one?
Kevin.
That was a good one. Good read there.
Thank you.
Thank you, West Texas Mike. Resources. When school says they're going to devote more resources to the football program, what does that mean and how is it helpful in today's environment? I get why NIL is critical, but if a school already has nice facilities, what else would more institutional money do to make the program better? Thanks from Kevin.
More staff positions, higher recruiting budget, a lot of the just basics of running a program.
But a lot of personnel department is
bigger personnel departments, more resources devoted to it. And
fully funding the revenue share. And then on top of that, it's not just fully the revenue share, but then also making sure there's still NIL available because that's not enough to do a roster nowadays. So those are all the resources.
This is from El Gordo Flaco. Hello, fine gentlemen of the POC. 1, correct me if I'm wrong. Last week's picks: Dave 1-7, Ryan 2-6, and Chris the actor 6-2. You're off by 1, but you got the gist.
Yeah.
Chris's wins were double the total of both of you combined. Didn't he pick Minnesota because he liked the way PJ Fleck clothes himself? Chris must have a freaking IQ of 180. Everyone should stop what they are doing and go watch Sheriff Country. 2, a few weeks ago, Lincoln Riley and Jaden Mayava teamed up for the best road win under Lincoln Riley at USC, a stunning 33-17 victory over the Purdue Boilermakers. Fun fact, the Purdue Boilermakers went to play at Northwestern last weekend and lost 19-0. I think I remember one person on the POC referring to Northwestern as ass. What does this say about USC, given their best road win is against a team that couldn't even score a point against ass?
Fair.
3, Miller Moss, who was benched by Lincoln Riley for Jaden Mayaba, took his Louisville team to number 2 ranked Miami and won the game. I hope Miller wasn't too sad that he didn't get the chance to run gadget plays in the rain at Notre Dame. 4, at this point in the season, what Big Ten teams do you think will make the playoffs? Thank you for any responses and have a great show. Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana.
Yeah, I think the question is, could you get a 4th team in there?
No.
It seems pretty difficult at this point. So last year it was more about 3 SEC teams and 4 Big Ten teams. And then, and then this year it might be switched. But I still think the Big Ten is top heavy, and maybe the 2 best teams are in the Big Ten, and Oregon could probably beat anybody too. So I think you got 3 real national title contenders there, but I don't think you're going to get a 4th in my guess.
West Texas Mike gave us 4 West Texas Mikes.
Are you kidding me?
What a man. He says, I'm so angry. And I tried to channel that anger for you, West Texas Mike.
Well, if you're going to keep paying us, I hope he stays angry,
Yeah.
Hey, we read your email.
You got a full read when we're trying to get off this show,
I know. I got carnitas in the oven waiting. Okay.
All right. One last one from Frank in Sacramento.
Notre is no Dame. Frank in Sacramento. There's no question that USC's defense has not improved much, but Notre Dame will get bounced out of the playoffs early if the recent game against the Trojans is any indicator. Their 10-point victory came via special teams with a kickoff return and a field goal. Do you think the Fighting Irish ever looked in charge of the game, even when they ran all over the Trojans? Yeah, they ran for 306 yards. So,
yeah.
No, I think it's fair. I don't think they're a great team this year. And we did have 2 questions in the chat. I'll put up real quick. From John, in the fantasy world of Michigan, Illinois, and USC winning out, who gets in between Michigan, Illinois, USC, and Oregon, given they will each be 10-2? Do you think 2 teams get in or just 1?
I think it's still Oregon.
I think if they're all 10-2, I don't know, then you might be up against some 10-2 SEC teams. But I think you would beat 9-3 SEC teams. But that would be interesting. I guess it depends on, if there's a bunch of 9-3 SEC teams, you're going to get more Big Ten teams in, I think.
I mean, Oregon is number 6 right now. If they won out besides the USC game, which is what that would entail,
they'd be 10-2, right?
They'd be 10-2. They'll probably be heading into the USC game. They'll probably be top 5 again. Is it going to really drop them out of the top 12? I don't think so. And I don't think USC. I mean, USC's kind of shown its level. And
but if they beat Oregon on the road, then they're going to get a lot of.
They'll get some juice, but is there anything else that gives them juice in this final stretch here?
At Nebraska, and then Iowa, and UCLA, depending on how UCLA is. But I mean, I think if they went out and they're at Oregon, they're going to go to the playoffs.
I guess they'd have an ARG. I think they'd be in the teens, though. I'm not sure they would have that final little bump. We got another one. This is from El Gordo Flacco. Which conference would you prefer discussing? Legacy Pac-12 or current Big Ten? I missed the Pac-12. Forever and ever. Did we show this? Forever and ever, the Pac-12.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Cha-ching. And one last question, Kyle. Who's the next coach to get fired?
It should be Luke Fickell.
I think it kind of has to be Jonathan Smith or Luke Fickell.
Luke Fickell is going to get he's going to get curb stomped this weekend.
Yeah.
They could get shut out again.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to go eat my carnitas. Thanks for everyone that was tuning in on our stream. And I swear we'll be in studio soon and not do it this way. But this works. This has been fun to do it this way, too.
It has been.
But for David Woods, I'm Ryan Abraham. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye.